And it looks like we are live. So, hey everyone, I want to welcome you out to Learning with Lynn. It is Sunday night. I'm Lynn Huber.
And I'm Richard.
And this is Richard. So welcome tonight for being here. If you're here, say hi. If you're watching the replay, be sure to type replay so we know you were here. Anyway, so let me move some things around. And I will share my screen. Okay, so we are sharing, and so hopefully we're live. Hopefully people can see us and hear us, and it looks like people are coming on. So hey, so like I said, oh hi Karen, good to see you. So welcome, glad you're here. So yeah, so today we are going to talk about finding people to join your Avon team. So as usual, we're going to start on my blog, onlinebeautybiz.com. This is it, onlinebeautybiz.com, tips for successful beauty business. And I know that those of you that are here have heard this a million times, but you never know who's watching, right? Hi, Denise, good to see you. So on the right-hand side, it says sign up today to receive our newsletter. And this is so that you can sign up so you can get my emails that basically come out 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. With training and with updates about upcoming meetings and events that we're doing. So you'll want to sign up if you're not already on my email list. And when you do sign up, you'll get a pack of my best recruiting flyers that you can use. Right below that is a search. And if you want to know how to do anything, you just type it in the search right here. So whatever you want to search for, like if you're like automate, you can search for automate and it'll pull up a bunch of posts, but one of them will be how to automate your follow-ups. And then below that is categories. So, business building, Facebook parties, follow-up, fundraising, and pretty much anything that you want to learn is here. And you can just click on the category and it will come up with all the posts that relate to that. And so if there's anything that you want to learn about that you can't find in here, let me know, because I'm always looking for things to teach you. I'm always looking for new things. So hi, Anitra. Hi, Bonnie. Good to see you guys. So today we are going to talk about finding people to join your team. So it just happens to be right here. But if you wanted to find it, you would just go over here and just click on finding people. That would probably bring it up. But we're just going to click on it right here. And so we're going to talk a little bit about prospecting. But we're going to talk about prospecting, but not only for recruits, also for customers, because prospecting is critical to your business, whether you're bringing in customers or recruits, and you really should be bringing in both. It's really, if you want to have a successful business and you want to make the big bucks, you need to be doing both. The people that are making the big money with Avon, they have a big team, right? They are at the top levels of leadership, and they're making 6 figures or more. Some of them, I think there's a couple, 1 or 2 that's making over $1 million a year. So, but that comes from building a team. And so that's what we're talking about here. So the best way to take advantage of everything Avon has to offer is working both sides of your business, sales and leadership. And so the leadership side brings you that long-lasting residual income. So your sales is today income. You go out and you meet people and you get them to place an order on your website. 2 days after the order ships, the money's dropped in your bank account, right? Or you take an order and you're going to deliver to them, and so you collect their money and you have the money in your hand right now. The difference between what you owe Avon and what you collected from your customer is your money. That's your income, and so you have your money right now. Leadership is more. It takes time to build. You have to build a team, and one way that leadership can be talked about is residual income. So residual income is income that keeps coming in over and over for work that you did once. So I have people that I signed up on my team way back in 2002 that I signed them up once. Of course, I support them through these Facebook Lives and I help them get started when they started, but now it's more through the Facebook Lives, and it's kind of in group settings, emails and stuff like that. But I still make commission off of that one person that I brought in clear back in 2002. That's what residual income is. And it's a little bit like if you were Michael Jackson and you get paid a percentage of every time your song is played, right? Every time it's played on the radio, every time a record is sold, every time that it's played. I mean, And you know what? It equates to like nothing for that one. It's like 0.01%, 1 cent, right? It's like a tenth of a cent that he makes on every time it's played. But where the big money comes in is it's played millions of times every month, actually. That's where the big money comes in, right? So it's the same thing when you're building an Avon team. You're not going to make a lot of money by having 1 or 2 people on your team. And so it's really funny because sometimes people will say, I don't want her making money off of me. But she's really not making money off of you, because you might make a couple of dollars from each person on your team each campaign. You might make $1. You might make $20. It just depends on how much that person sells. But it's not going to be like there's no get rich money from signing one person up. The key is long-term growth, building your team, and it compounds just like interest, right? Just like if you double a penny, right? If you double a penny every day for a month, I don't have these numbers in front of me, but it becomes like day 2, it's 2 pennies, right? And then day 3, it's 4 pennies. And then day 4, it's 8 pennies. And every time, if you double it every day, by the time you get to like day 27, it's like, I don't know the numbers.
I think when you hit day 29, it's like $500,000, and then day 30, it's $1 million or a little over $1 million.
Yeah, so it's compounded, right? Mm-hmm. So that's what we're in for the long haul. We're not in for, hey, I signed up somebody, I want to get rich now, right? But so anyway, I kind of got way off track. I'm sorry. Just trying to understand about residual income. I want to help you understand that. But so let's go back to the basics, right? So growing your Avon business is actually really simple. There's just 4 things you do, right? You prospect for new customers and recruits. Then you get a brochure, whether it's paper or digital, that's your choice, however you're going to build your business, but you get one to every customer, every campaign. Then you follow up with every customer that you gave a brochure to. It doesn't matter if it's digital or paper, you're still going to follow up every campaign before the end of the campaign or before you place your order. And then number 4, take the order, submit it to Avon, deliver to your customer, or send them to your online store and Avon will deliver to them. And then the next campaign, you start over again. You prospect for new customers. You get a brochure to everybody. You follow up with everybody. You get the order. That's how it's really, really simple. And that's all you do. Just rinse and repeat, right? So what we developed was this daily 8 system, which is a proven formula. Instead of working 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day, 5 days a week for 40 hours, you're going to earn 8 points a day, 5 days a week for 40 points. And so you can click here to download the daily 8 plan. And it's got more pages, but you can use it to read or print one copy, but then you can just print this page and make copies of this page, because this is where you're going to be tracking it. And so it has week of, and you'll put like the first day of the week or whatever. Days of the week, day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Totally up to you what days you want to work your business. And you know what? If you're only going to work your business 3 days a week, that's your choice. I'm not telling you how you have to build your business. You have to tell yourself that. The key is, do you want play money or do you want real money? Because, the more you put into it, the more you're going to make, right? So let's just say you're going to work it 5 days a week, but you don't want to work on Tuesdays because your husband's home on Tuesdays or whatever it is, right? So day 1 would be Monday. Day 2 would be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, right? Or whatever days you're going to work. Those are the dates that will go at the top. And then you're just going to give yourself points for doing all of these things down the list. You give points each day. So you'll get 1 point for prospecting for every 3 names that you collect. 1 point for another point for prospecting for team members for every 3 names you get. Then you need to follow up with them 2 or 3 days later after you've given them a brochure. You met them in the store, you gave them a brochure. Now 2 or 3 days later, you're going to follow up, say, hey, I met you at Wendy's or wherever, and I gave you a brochure. Just following up to see if there's anything I can help you with, and that can be a text. And then of course you've added them to your regular follow-ups. So now they're also going to get a follow-up every campaign when you're ready to place your order or when the campaign's ready to end, depending on if it's a digital customer or you're going to be delivering to them, right? And so you get a point for that initial follow-up, and then you're going to get a point for getting a brochure to every customer, every campaign, follow-up, text 2 to 3 days before your order goes in, a point. Now, I just gave you 1 point for those because if you use my system, it takes you literally 2 minutes to do those follow-ups because you just schedule them. They're already in your system. You just schedule them. It takes 2 minutes, 1 point. The cool thing about the system, we talk about this all the time, is if you have 200 people on your list, are you really going to call or text all 200 of them? Are you really? I mean, realistically, you might get through 10 or 20. You might do even really good and get through 50, but are you really going to get through all of them? That's why you need to use a system, because every single person needs a text or a call or whatever every campaign. And so, and 1 point for mailing your brochures, because if you're using my system, then it takes you 1 minute to schedule it through Campaign Mailer, to schedule it. But if you're delivering books to your customers, you can give yourself more points for doing that activity, right? And I mean, you know, this is your discretion. I'm not judging you. I'm just giving you suggestions here. Hi, Lily. Good to see you. So, and then you get, you know, points for passive prospecting, like putting brochures out door to door, leaving them on the doorsteps, or posting on social media, or doing a party or an event or a show. I'll give you a point for every representative that you sponsor, because those are critical to your business. So this is how it works. You schedule, you figure out, you know, this is just a guideline, but you work your business, you give yourself points with a goal of getting 8 points a day. 5 days a week. That's kind of for full-time income. And if you don't want full-time income, you know, then maybe you can set your goal a little bit lower. Maybe you get 5 points a day, or maybe 4 points a day. Do you see what I'm saying? You can figure that out for yourself, what you want out of your business. Just don't come crying to me if you're getting 4 points a day and you want to know why you're not making 6 figures, because that's how it works, right? You get what you put into it.
Plus, I said this last week, if you get 4 points up here, you're going to probably grow your business. If you get 4 points down here, you're just going to become smarter at running your business, but your business isn't going to grow. Right. So it's the doing, it's the getting the names, and getting the customer orders, etc.
The first like 8 activities, I don't know how many there is, 8, however many, the first 8 activities or so are active and passive prospecting and working your business, doing the tasks to work your business. The bottom ones are training and personal development and all of that, just like that's what Richard's saying. And you know, I just did a live on that. I think it was yesterday or the day before. I think it was, yesterday was Saturday, right? So it would have been Friday. I did a Facebook Live on personal development could actually harm you. Because if that's all you're doing is personal development, and you're not putting it into practice, and you're not taking action, you're not growing. You're not doing anything. You're just fooling yourself, right? So again, this is just how you get the points. And then the next pages kind of talk about how to get those points, like what entails in that, what is entailed in that. And then right here, if you want to be part of our challenge, click here to log your weekly numbers. This is just a form that you fill out that comes to me, and I will praise you. I will recognize you. You don't have to be on my team. This is for everybody who's in the Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. As far as I'm concerned, if you're in that group, you're on my Online Beauty Biz team, right? So I'm here to support you. So fill out this form so that I know what you did, and then I can recognize you for it. And then be sure that you're a member of our Online Beauty Biz Facebook group. I think all the people I'm seeing on right now are already. But just in case you guys ever wondered why we have our car here, there's a story behind that. Because years ago, Avon tried to shut me down because I was using Avon I had a blog, and I've blogged for years and years, and Avon had a whole different management at the time, and there's a long story behind that, but they threatened to shut me down because I was using Avon logo and Avon images. And so then I said, once I got my car wrapped, I said, but that's my car. You know, you gave me permission to put this on my car, so I could put a picture of my car anywhere I want. So that's why I have this, because I'm not using Avon images. I'm using my actual car. But hey, just in case you ever wondered, it's kind of a side note. But so today we're going to talk about finding people to join our team. Okay, so your Avon business will absolutely flourish if you can find 5 business builders on your team. If you can find 2 or 3, your business will do really well. But if you can find 5 business builders, and I mean people who are actually working and building their team just like you are, your business will explode, and you'll pretty much have it in the bag, right? If you can find 5 business builders. Now, I'm going to warn you, they're not easy to find. They're not easy to find, but And then keep in mind, it's not necessarily who you recruit into your business. It's who your recruit recruits. Some of my top people are people that I didn't bring in. They were brought into my team 3 levels down, and then the people above them all eventually left, and they rolled up to me, and now they're my top people. So, it isn't so much that you, and this is important to remember, because it's not the person you're talking to and you're offering the opportunity to that's so important. What's important is that you're taking the action, because that person, you can't hinge anything on that person. You don't know what they're going to do or not do. And your business doesn't depend on that one person. So the key is that what your business depends on is you taking the right actions and you doing the right things. And that takes a little bit of the pressure off, right? Because if I'm talking to Richard and I'm trying to recruit him, it's not all about, oh my gosh, I have to have him on my team. He's going to make my business grow. It's not about that. It's, I'm here, I'm prospecting, I'm doing my job, I'm sharing the opportunity with you. And how rude would it be if I didn't share it? If I met him and I didn't know him, I don't know what his situation is. And if I am afraid to ask him, I'm taking the decision away from him. And what right do I have to do that? I mean, he might have needed this opportunity. He might have been something that could really help him. He might have ended up being one of my huge business builders. And he might not have been. He might have been a flake. But I mean, just saying, it's not up to you to decide if they're going to be interested or not. What is up to you is that you ask. You only can control what you do, not what they do, right? So, in fact, that's what we're talking about here is check your mindset, right? All of us are afraid of rejection. All of us are, right? To some point or another. Some of us maybe have worked through a lot of that and have gotten better at it. But even the most people with the highest self-esteem sometimes are afraid of rejection. It's just part of life, right? And that's where the personal growth comes in, because if you can learn what might be holding you back and you can overcome it, like I said, even then it's a process. Even there's no point where you get there and you're self-developed. Doesn't work that way, right? It's a process. You're constantly growing, but you got to overcome your fear of rejection. So here's a post. This link right here will take you to another post that talks about getting over that fear of rejection. And I'm not going to go into great detail because you can read that post. Conquer your fear of prospecting. So, it talks in here about getting over your fears. So like I said, I'm not going to go through that, but you'll find it here. And, so anything that you might be afraid of, that's what you need to check. You need to, because your fears can hold you back. Your fears can stop you from being successful. They can stop you from making the money you want to make in your Avon business. And so that's one thing that you really need to get over. So work on your mindset constantly. So that's where self-development and personal growth comes in, but it's also some introspection and it's getting real. Sometimes it's just asking yourself, well, what if what I'm so afraid of really happened? What would happen? And most of the time you'd figure out, if you really realistically looked at it, you'd figure out that it's really not as bad as you think in your mind, right? So, but work with that. And then keep in mind that when you're talking to someone, you have a valuable gift to offer. Right now, you have the opportunity to offer a complete Avon business, everything that someone needs to be successful in Avon for free. Not only that, you have the opportunity to offer them that they can make $3,200 and something in their first 8 campaigns. How cool is that? If they take the action that's required, they can earn, even without paying a penny up front, they can earn over $3,000 in their first 8 campaigns. Don't you think that's valuable? Don't you think that's amazing? It's an amazing gift that you're offering them. What they do with it is on them, right? I look at that all the time. What they do with it is on them. And I don't want to go off on a tangent, but just on another note with that, I have people asking me all the time, what if my new recruit doesn't return my phone calls? What if they don't return my emails? Again, what they do with it is up to them. Your job is to call them and email them, but let go of the what if they don't respond. And if they don't respond, don't worry about it. Mostly my systems are set up so that you're so busy doing the tasks, you're not paying attention really to who you're talking to. I mean, you're sending a text to everybody. That's like your follow-ups, right? Even on your team, even when you sign somebody on your team, and I'm going to come down to that in a little while, but you're going to be sending them a series of emails if you follow my system. And those emails are already set up, and the scheduling, the timing is already set up. And so you're just going to look at your calendar and you go, oh, I need to send email number 2 to this person. Oh, I need to send email number 3 to this person. So it's not so much about, there's not enough time or thought into it about what are they going to respond. Because you're not watching to see if they respond. You just went to see, okay, I did what I was supposed to do. Next, I did. And if you're signing up a lot of people, you're seriously not going to notice whether they respond or not. I mean, you will. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it that way, but you're not going to be hung on every person, right? So
can I say something real quick on this? If it's all about mindset, because if you're doing this and you have a guilty mindset of, oh, geez, I'm going to be bothering people, but I need to call these people up, and what do I do? What do I do? If you had a job as a secretary and you were working for some big corporation and your job was to call people, you would just simply be calling them. You wouldn't be worried, am I going to make this person mad calling about this opportunity or that the boss wants me to do? It's your job. You're just simply doing it. So it's really more of a mindset than it is something that's really bothering people. You have to really kind of, like you say, training really helps on this.
Along those same lines, Elizabeth Demas just recently talked about, and I thought this was really profound, really love this, is that as a business, you have 2 hats. You have the employee hat and you have the employer hat. So you have the business owner hat. That's the one where you put that hat on when you're deciding how you're going to build your business and what you're going to do and what you want out of your business and all of that, right? And then you're going to delegate the work to the employees. So now you're going to put the employee hat on and you're going to make the calls and you're going to do the texts and you're going to do, just like Richard said, if you're in a job and your boss tells you need to call somebody, you're not going to go, oh, what if they say no? I mean, you're just going to do what your boss tells you to do. So if it helps you to think about it that way, I think that's really profound.
Yeah. But the easiest thing though is the systems that Lynn's created really makes it easy, because all you have to do is you have all the dial my calls and the texts and everything else. It's just simply set them up, boom, done, and it's that simple. That's really the beauty of it. Okay,
so the key is that you ask. The key is that you offer the opportunity. And so I have a mantra that I use, and I actually got this from a good friend of mine who's not even in Avon. She's in a different company, that whenever I'm feeling unsure of myself, and I want to ask somebody, I have this mantra, I put it in the back of my mind, I think it, I'm not asking for a favor, I'm offering an opportunity. And if I have to say that 10 times, I'll say it to myself, right? I'm not asking for a favor, I'm offering an opportunity. Remember that when you're talking to somebody, you're not begging someone to sign up. You're not saying, please sign up with me. You're saying, I have this opportunity that could be great for you. And if you're not interested, that's cool too, right? It's you offering, and it's a whole different, if you have that mindset, it's a whole different thing when you're talking to people, because if you're like going, oh, I need you to join my team. Oh, please join my team. They can feel that. And they're going to be, you're pushing on them. They're going to be pulling away. And so this is huge. So Anitra says getting over her scary cat is what she needs to do. Well, Anitra, that's why the system's there, to help you with that. So you don't have to worry about being a scaredy cat. So when you're prospecting, so first thing, make a list of everyone you know. And I know a lot of you have been with Avon for a long time, and it doesn't matter. Even if you've been with Avon for a long time, I want you to do that. Make a list, because you probably know people now that you didn't know when you signed up. And I can't tell you how many times that I'll get a customer. I mean, this happens a lot because I put myself out there a lot. I'll get a customer and they'll buy from me, or I'll ask them if they want to sell Avon, and they'll say, oh, my best friend sells Avon, after they've already given me an order or after they've already signed up. Oh, my best friend sells Avon. Or even more often is they'll sign up and I will recognize them on Facebook, because I recognize every new rep on my Facebook page, welcome to Avon. And then someone will call me and say, that's my best friend. How dare you sign up my best friend? And I'm like, you're a rep. They didn't even know you sold. But how come you didn't offer that to them, right? That's your fault. That's on you. Everybody you know needs to know that you sell Avon. They don't have to buy from you. They don't owe you anything, but they need to know that you sell Avon and that if they need anything, you can help them, right? There's a big difference between letting them know that you sell it and begging them to buy from you. You understand the difference, right? Hi, Sherry. Good to see you. About time. She's here. She's late, but she's here. But so make that list and, make a list of everyone you know. And if they're already your customer, that's fine. Put them on the list because then you can cross them off. They're already your customer. And then look at that. You'll be able to cross off a lot of people. But getting that out of your mind and onto paper sometimes helps you think of more people. And so start writing down this list. It's better if you do it with a pen and paper. But if you have to do it on a computer, I'm fine with that too. It's just better. It seems like when you're using a pen and you're writing it, it actually takes it from your mind more. Start with those people that you know, family, friends, whatever, and if you're brand new, these are the people that are gonna probably support you and help you get started, right? And these people, so sorry, you don't have to apologize. I was just teasing you, Sherry. I'm sorry, but these are the people that these people that they might not be interested, right? They might be, well, right now I'm going in two different directions here. So think about your warm market. Think about who you know who may or may not be interested. Think about people like who does your hair, your nails, who's your insurance person, people that who's your child's daycare, who's your child's teachers, your child's friends' parents. Think about it. Get everybody you can on this list. Don't prejudge anybody. Put them on your list. Here's a memory jogger. There's a link in this post to the memory jogger. And it has like all kinds of things to help jog your memory. Bank teller, children's teachers, coworkers, gardener, hairdresser, housekeeper. So all these things that will help you. So you can click on that link and open the memory jogger. And it's not like you need to contact them all right now. You're just putting them on a list. And then when you get them all on your list, then you can work through them 3, 4, 5 at a time, right? Because, your goal is to get like 3 contact information for 3 people. Gives you a point in the daily 8. I don't just mean every 3 names you write down. I mean 3 people that you've contacted that have said, yeah, I'd like to have a book. So and even though you don't have to get their contact information, you already have it, but you can count those for your points if they say, yes, I would like a book, right? But you're also going to follow up with them. I don't care if they're your friends or your family and you feel like, oh gosh, what if they say no? What if they say they're not interested? You gave them a book. They said they wanted a book. So now you're just going to 3 days later say, hey, I'm just checking back to see if there's anything I can help you with. If not, no problem. Just didn't want to leave you hanging, right? Or my order's going in. Didn't want to, leave you out if there was something you wanted. It doesn't have to be pressure, but you need to do the follow-up, right? And then, so you don't have to contact them right away, but that list should be living and breathing. It should be a document that grows, right? Sherry says, I know. I so know you, LOL. But that document is a living, breathing document. It should grow and shrink, right? You're going to add people to your list. You're going to cross people off your list. Nobody needs to see this list but you, right? So start working through the list. Give them a call to find out if they're interested, It's not a sales call. It's not, hey, Mary, I haven't seen you since 4th grade. You want to buy Avon? That's not what you're going to do, right? But you might say, hey, Mary, I saw you come up on Facebook or it might be in a message because maybe you don't even know how to reach her, right? I saw you on Facebook and thanks for accepting my friend request. Gosh, I haven't seen you since 4th grade. What's going on in your life? And you start a conversation with them and you talk about the conversation. You talk about what you've each done. And, a lot of years has passed since 4th grade, right? And then when the timing's right, then you can say, hey, I sell Avon. In fact, they'll probably ask you, what do you do at some point? And then you can say, I sell Avon. Would you be interested in seeing a brochure? If not, no problem. Just wanted to offer, right? Not pressure at all. Just letting them know what you do, right? And then once that they're decided that they, once they say that they would like a brochure, then you get them in your customer follow-up system. And I put them on my follow-up system right away. That link, I clicked on customer follow-up system. It takes you to automate your follow-up. So this talks about campaign mailer. It talks about dial my calls, which is how I do the phone reminder messages for people I don't have cell phones for, that I only have landlines on, which is very, very few, maybe 10% of my customers. And then I talk about Project Broadcast, and here's the text message I send. And Project Broadcast is how I text large groups of people. I literally send thousands and thousands and thousands of texts every month between customers, prospects, and team members. Project Broadcast is getting a lot of my money, but I love it. It runs my business. It makes it so easy for me to run my business. And you can get started for only, I think it's $10 a month or something. But so that's all my follow-ups. You know, it's funny. Just the other night, I had a person that wanted to sign up to sell Avon, and I sent her my link, and I sent her some information. I actually met her on Nextdoor, and she wanted a brochure, and so I said I'd drop off a brochure, and then she, from my brochure, has a sticker on it, sign up for free, and so she texted me back, I'm interested in selling. So I sent her the link and some information, and I thought, should I add her to my follow-up list? And I mean, I was just kind of wondering, and then I went, no, of course I should. I tell people when I'm training them, of course you should, so I should too, right? Because she might not sign up right away, right? So I sent her that text, and then I immediately added her to my texting follow-up for recruits. And lo and behold, she did not sign up. So that was a really good thing I did by adding her to my texting, because I don't need to worry about it anymore. See, I'm not bugging her, because she's in my system, and my system is sending them at predetermined intervals. So, you know, I don't have to worry about it. She didn't sign up. That's cool. She's on my list. So when she's ready, she'll sign up. That's how I look at it. And I sign up a lot of people, but that's how I look at it with every one of them. So we're talking about customers right now. And so, you know, make sure you get them into the follow-up system. Anitra says, Nextdoor is how I gained a customer. Yeah, Nextdoor is a great way to get customers. You have to be careful, because technically they don't like you selling Avon on there. And I've had my hand slapped a couple of times, and I know other people who have been shut down. So you have to be careful, but it is a great way. It really is. So, you know, here it's really easy to share your sign-up page using your phone. So just go to your store, youravon.com / whatever your user ID is. Mine's Lynn Huber. So youravon.com / Lynn Huber. Go to your store. If you're on your phone, you can just pull it up on your phone. And then I don't know how Androids work, but I have an iPhone. And at the bottom, there's a share button that you can click on and share it. And you can share it by text or Facebook message or whatever, email, whatever you want to do. And I know Android also has a share button. I just don't know what it looks like. But, you know, pull up the page, because you're going to go to youravon.com / for me, it's Lynn Huber. And then at the top of the page, there's a link that says become a representative. So click on that and then share that page, because that's the actual, the page that gives you all the information. Let me just pull it up really quick. So if we go to this is on the computer, obviously, but we go to my webpage, right at the top, become a representative. So right here, if you can see my mouse, become a representative, click on that. And if you're on your phone, you can share that page with someone and see, this has got all the information. Why is it not? Oh, so it doesn't like, it says I'm already a rep. But this has, did I click on something by mistake? Okay, this has all the information. See, about how much money they make, how they can make $3,300 in first 8 campaigns. It's all here. Avon's done it for you. So you just need to get people to this page, right? So youravon.com / your ID, and then click on become a representative. And that'll take them right to that page. So it's right at the top of your page. So you can't build a successful Avon business by relying on your friends and family. You know, we created a list, and you're going to start with your friends and family to get started. And some of your friends and family will buy from you just to help you out. Some might end up being Avon lovers, and they're like so happy that you're selling Avon, and they'll be a lifelong customer. But I would bet that probably most of your friends and family are not going to be lifelong customers. And so you have to get outside of your friends and family. You have to prospect. It's just part of the job. You have to prospect. So put on your employee hat. And Anitra said that earlier. I didn't notice. Looking at this with your employee hat is great.
Mm.
Yeah, it is. So put on your employee hat and go out and prospect. I'll tell you a story real quick about one of my team members, Chris. She hasn't been with Avon very long. I want to say 8 or 9 campaigns. So I think she's just either finishing or just finished the Pathway to Premier. So she's in like 8 or 9 campaigns. And she sent me an email the other day and with a picture of all of her orders that were bagged and ready to be delivered. And she was so excited because all of those orders were new people that she had found. They weren't friends and family. They weren't from her warm market. And, that's like so cool because she got outside of her warm market. You have to get outside of your warm market if you're going to grow a business. So now Chris is well on her way because she's got new customers that really are interested in Avon. They aren't people that are buying from her out of pity or because she's new and they want to help her or loyal to her. These are people that are just people off the street that she's met and build a relationship with who are Avon lovers. And I know Chris, she'll just keep right on building. And so she's well on her way, but that's it. That's how you're going to get successful. You have to keep finding ways to meet new people. So, get out there, meet people, offer a brochure, be sure to get their contact information. There's a link here where it says, be sure to get their contact information. That pulls up my drawing slips. That's what I use to get contact information. I have those cut out. I just print them 4 to a page, cut them in quarters. I keep them with my books. And when I'm out and about prospecting and talking to people, I say to them, hey, I mail my brochures. Would you like to get on my mailing list? That's what I say. You can say whatever you're comfortable with, but that's what I say. And then they're like, and if they are really interested in Avon, they're most of the time, yeah, I would love to be on your mailing list. You mean you're going to really send me one in the mail? Yeah, if that's what you want. Or I can send it to you by digital, email, or text if you like our digital brochure. Another thing you can do is you can write from your phone, you can meet somebody and you can pull up your phone and you can say, you know what, we have a really cool digital brochure that you literally can browse through on your phone. It's mobile friendly. Would you like me to text that to you? Get your contact information, put them in your phone, and then text them a digital brochure. That works too. You got their contact information and you've texted them a brochure. But whatever you need to do, get their contact information. You can also get a sticky note. Right? You can use a sticky note, put it on the front of the brochure and just have them, hey, would you give me your name and number so I can give you a quick text before my order goes in, let you know when my order's going in, whatever you want to say. The key is getting that contact information so that you can follow up. Because if you don't follow up, you're wasting your brochures, you're wasting your time. Everybody is so busy. If you don't follow up, you're wasting your time. I'm serious. I had a rep that was asking in one of our Facebook groups, and she was saying, I just can't get new customers. I just can't. Nobody wants to order, and I can't afford to keep buying books, and I keep giving them out, but no one orders. And I'm like, are you following up? And she's like, I don't want to bother them. Well, that's why you're not getting orders. Really, seriously, that's why you're not getting orders. You need to get over that. You need to do the follow-up, or you will never get orders. You'll just keep giving away books for free. You'll get some, but it won't be very many, right? So get their contact information, and then as soon as you get home, you put them in if they're interested in being a customer or they'd like a brochure, then as soon as you get home, you put them in your customer follow-up system. That's what I just showed you. And this link right here, customer follow-up system, goes to that, automate your follow-ups again. Or if they are interested in selling Avon, you've talked to them and you maybe mentioned, well, if they're using that drawing slip, and they're filling it out, while they're filling it out, you could say, hey, have you ever thought about selling Avon? It's pretty cool. Avon's made a lot of changes. Things are different. You can make $3,000. Whatever you want to say. I'm not saying don't say all those things, but whatever you want to say that you're comfortable saying to them. And if they're interested in selling Avon, then you come home and you add them to your prospect follow-up system. So I have that all laid out here. How to work and convert your Avon prospect leads. And so I talk about how to keep track of your leads. I talk about the first text that I send them. I call them if the lead came to me via online or something, or if I purchased a lead, or if it was from an ad. or something like that, I call them. But if I talk to them and they gave me their information in person or whatever, I'm not going to call them. I send them that follow-up text, and I use Shuffle. I use a Shuffle card, and I send and it's all here, right? I send them a text, and then I send them an email, and then I send them a card, a greeting card. So for me, a prospect right off the bat, a recruiting prospect gets a text, a email, and a card in the mail, right? And then I have my scripts right here, my text and email scripts. You can download them here. And my schedule, I alternate between emails and texts every week for the following: for email number 2, text number 3, email number 3, text number 4, and email number 4. And then I go every 2 weeks, and then over time I spread out to 3 weeks, and then I spread out to once a month. I don't stop following up until they tell me to stop, or I find out they died or something. But that's what I do. And people are asking me all the time, how is it you're signing up so many people? It's because I have so many people in my funnel. You know, this whole thing here is a funnel. This is my texts and my emails. This is like a system I'm adding them to, and just pretend like it's a funnel, like a pancake funnel, right? And you're putting these people in, you're meeting them, maybe you're running ads and you're getting them that way. However you're getting them, and you're adding them to your funnel, and then you're staying in contact with them over time. Some of my people that sign up now, I've been following up with them for 3 years, and now they signed up. Now the time is right. So don't ever take them off your list. That's the cool thing. You can set it up. You can actually set it up with Project Broadcast, where you can actually schedule texts. That's a little bit more high tech and not for people that are new or trying to learn. But there is a way that you can set up what's called a campaign in Project Broadcast, where you can schedule out these texts. But the bottom line is, even so, even if you're just doing them manually, then your follow-up system is going to say, oh, today I need to send text number 7 to Mary. Oh, okay, it's Susan. I need to do email number 7. Okay, it's Anitra. I need to do text number 5. Right? And so I teach you how to do all of that in here, and I teach you how to keep track of your leads. You can use your customer address book in your Avon web office. You can write notes. I go into that in a lot more detail, I think, in the video there. But the key is get them on your list, and then do the follow-ups and meet new people. So Sherry says, when the pandemic gets over, then I can go out and meet new people. For now, it's homebound for me. I totally understand, Sherry. I really do. We meet a lot of people by doing our breast cancer events at the mall, and we were on hold for 8 months, I believe.
6 months.
6 months. And, of course, now we're back to the mall, and now Utah COVID numbers are sky high, which scares the heck out of me. I mean, you know, we were in the mall Saturday, and Utah had 1,400 new cases. So yeah, that scares me. But the good thing about the mall is it's wide open. It's not enclosed so much. It's inside, but it's, you know, it's wide open, and we're keeping pretty social distance, and we're wearing masks and stuff. But yeah, so here, need more ideas of where to meet people? Here's 100 ways to grow your Avon business post. For more ideas, this kind of walks you through all kinds of ideas, right? A lot of stuff I just talked about. Have a list of customers that you're going to call or email before your order gets submitted. Ask your friends or family if they'll take a brochure to work with them. You know, on that note, somebody asked me on one of my, I think it was in my, I run a coaching program on Monday nights, and somebody asked me, how do I if you mail a brochure, if you put the brochure in somebody's orders, do you still mail it? And the answer to that is, I mail brochures to every customer, even if they live next door. I mail them. They're on my campaign mailer. And the reason for that is I don't want to have to think about who did I get a brochure to and who didn't I. It's just done. And I make sure that everybody gets one, right? Even if they live next door, I could just as easily throw it to her over the you know, from our front porch to hers, but it still goes in the mail. That way I don't have to worry about it. Because you're thinking, well, I usually give her a brochure in her order, but what if you don't have an order for her, right? Then you're having to go through and say, okay, I have orders for these people, so I'm not going to mail them a brochure, because you do your campaign mailer well in advance, so you don't know if they're going to have an order or not. So then, yes, I still put brochures in the orders. Richard does the deliveries. Yes, we still put brochures in the orders. And then he'll say to them, hey, if you already have a brochure, great. Maybe you could pass this on to someone else.
We love referrals.
Yeah.
Or a lot of times I'll get there and they say, oh, good, you have you put a brochure in here, because mine came and my husband threw it out somehow or something, or I lost it.
Yeah.
So, it's just, they don't go to waste. They're like tumbleweed.
Anitra says, oh, Sherry says, be careful while you're out there. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And Anitra says that the COVID numbers scare me too.
Yeah.
They really do. They scare me. On the one hand, I'm like, should I go to the mall? And on the other hand, I'm like, should I hide in my house? But I mean, I think we're staying pretty safe. And there's other vendors that depend on me that have been beating me up for months. They wanted to go back months ago. It's funny. I have some vendors that are like, nope, not doing any events for the rest of the year. And then others are like, well, I can't get doing events fast enough, right? Me, I'm more in the middle. I'm more in the like, yeah, I'd like to do events. I can't hide in my house forever, but I also need to be careful, right? But hey, there's like 100 ideas in here. So if you're struggling with how to get customers, actually there's more than 100. 114 ideas in here. So if you're struggling with how to get customers, there you go. 100 ways, 100 plus ways to grow your Avon business. And then, bottom line is it's about working the numbers. It's about talking to enough people. This is the biggest problem that people have. They ask me, how is it you get so many recruits? And I'm like, how many people are you talking to? Well, 3, 5. I mean, even in my daily 8, even the people that are submitting daily 8 forms, they say, oh yeah, I got 6 books out this week. It's all about, and that's fine. That's totally fine. I am not bad mouthing somebody that got 6 books out. You got 6 books out. That's 6 more than a lot of reps got. But I'm not bad mouthing you, but you need to make that decision. Am I doing this because I want to make money, or am I doing this because I'm playing with it, or am I just want to make a little bit of money or whatever? That's fine. But don't put out 6 books or don't talk to 6 people and expect to be doing what I'm doing. Expect to be getting, I guess I average about a recruit a day. Right? Over time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some days I'll get 2 or 3 and then I'll go 3 or 4 days without one. So I average about a recruit a day. That's 365 recruits a year, I think. Pretty close to what we're getting, isn't it? And but I'm doing it because I'm talking to millions of people, right? So work the numbers. If you call 40 people a day, 5 days a week, 48 weeks per year, that's 9,600 contacts in a year. Right? So if you sponsor only 1% of those 9,600 contacts, you're going to have 96 new team members. It's in the numbers. It's not, it takes the effort. It's just, you just can't contact 3 people and then wonder why your business isn't successful. It's in the numbers. So if you're not making enough money, if your business isn't doing what you want it to do, that's where you need to start. You need to talk to more people. So make it a goal to call more people. Go back to your daily 8 and work the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, really, work the first 2, prospecting for customers, prospecting for team members. Put more effort into that. If your business is not making you enough money, if you're not getting what you want out of your business, then put more effort into prospecting for customers and team members. Of course, you still need to do all this other stuff, but work to get more points, more of your points up here. Even the top 8 or so. Work to get more of your points in doing the activities that grow your business, that actually grow your business. So
on this note too, just like she's saying here, we mentioned last week about the 80-20 rule, and it's the same thing here. If you have 100 customers, you've built up your business and you have 100 customers, all 100 of them aren't going to order. It's going to be the 80-20 rule. You're going to have maybe 20 of those 100 that'll order and 80 of them won't order. If you only have 10 customers, you're only going to get 2 orders. So it's even that. Yeah. So it's going to be in the numbers again. The 80-20 rule applies here.
Because not every customer is going to order every campaign. In fact, most of them won't.
Yeah.
A few will, but most of them won't.
Mm-hmm.
So let's just say that you're calling And it's all right here. But if after 25 minutes you haven't talked to anyone but answering machines, then give yourself another 35 minutes to say, okay, well, I wasn't able to talk to anybody, so I'm going to keep going until I talk to 3 people, right? Give yourself if you haven't talked to anybody, don't say, oh, this doesn't work, I can't do it. No, this is when you say, nope, I'm going to make it happen. I'm not going to stop till I get it, right? So don't stop. It will pay off. Another thing you can do, use your spare change. So put 10 coins in your right pocket, and every time that you attempt to prospect someone, you can take the coin out and put it in your left. And don't go home until all 10 coins are moved to your left pocket, right? If you live in a neighborhood of 200 people, 200 is not a big neighborhood, actually. You'd be surprised. It's not. How many of those people can you meet, right? If you've talked to 10 neighbors, you still have 190 of them to meet. So get out of your house, right? Nothing happens until you get started. Go to where the people are. Get active. Join organizations. Meet new people. Visit stores, gyms, events, fairs, anywhere people congregate. And then, talking about that, COVID. Sherry, Anitra, me even, we're all scared of COVID, right? I mean, we're high risk. Sherry, I know because of your age, you're high risk. Anitra, I'm not so sure about you. You're probably fine. I mean, but there's no guarantee about anybody, right? I mean, we don't know how we're going to react to COVID. So you can do this online, right? You can have discussions on Facebook. You can look up someone that you haven't seen in years. Look them up, friend them. Start a conversation. Don't start with, do you want a brochure? Start with, oh my gosh, I saw you on Facebook and I'm so glad I saw you and thanks for taking my friend request. I haven't seen you for 10 years. What are you doing with yourself? Start a conversation in Messenger, private message, and get a conversation going. And then they're going to say, you can ask them, what are you doing now? What are you doing with yourself? And then they're going to ask you, what are you doing? Then you can say, I sell Avon, right? I mean, you can get that thing going. You can keep it going. Along those lines, I am working really, really hard on building my online sales a lot more. I want to get to where I'm selling President's Council, $150,000 a year.
It's 110,000.
110,000 a year, but my goal is 150. So it's 110,000 a year to get to President's Council. My goal is to do that online. Online sales only. And so COVID doesn't matter, right? It's all about me building my business online. But it takes time to build that business. And just because it's online doesn't mean that it's just that because you have a website, people are going to show up. You have to work and work and work and work. And so I'm putting in a lot of late nights. I'm putting in long hours. The people who you saw on the Avon Visionaries Convention that taught about online marketing, Diana Hernandez and
Mary
Birch, and the other Jessica Zumbach, the people that were teaching about how they build their business online, trust me, they work their online business just as hard. They're putting in 40, 50, 60 hours a week because their goal is to build it to that. And Diana Hernandez and Mary Birch, they're selling over, in fact, I think Mary's selling over 200,000, I think. And they're doing it because they put long hours in, a lot of work. But you can do this online, right? It doesn't have to be in person, but the key is you got to put the effort in. You have to put the time in. It doesn't just happen overnight. And just because you have a website doesn't mean it's going to come to you, right? So Anitra says, I'm not worried about me so much as the members of my family who I'm concerned about. Yeah, I mean, but the bottom line is, I mean, I saw in the news the other night that in Utah, the numbers are sky high right now. We're having a big surge. And it's because of the schools. It's because they opened the schools. And there's a teacher in one of the high schools in Copperton or South Jordan, I don't remember, somewhere back over there, that's on a ventilator because she caught COVID from a student. But right now, the biggest increase in COVID cases is actually the high school students and college students. It's that age group. And they weather the virus better than everybody else, but quite a few of them are in the hospital. So it's not, there's no guarantee that just because you're healthy means you're not going to have a bad case of COVID, right? So be careful. Be careful. Sherry, there you go, Sherry. Mm-hmm. Put a sticker on your books.
Yeah.
About if they need money for the holidays. This is the perfect time for that, right? Good idea, Sherry. Thanks for sharing.
How'd you like to sell Avon and pay for your Christmas?
Yeah, make $3,000 between now and Christmas. Would that help you? Right? Carrie, good info. Thanks, Carrie. Appreciate that.
And Anisha mentioned earlier, Nextdoor. We use it. Nextdoor is useful too. You don't have to go out. You can do it all.
Just be careful. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Just be careful because you can get in trouble, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so plan to prospect every day. Prospecting is the main activity that you'll do from the very start of your Avon business. That's where you're going to find success. So learn to get really good at it. Taking the time to go prospecting on a regular basis can help ensure that you have new people to talk to for the next day and the next and the next for as long as you desire. So increase your earnings by teaching your new representatives how to prospect. Increase your income by devoting more time to getting more recruits and customers, right? Building your business is up to you. It's up to you to make it happen. You breathe life into your dreams and you build them. So this down here, in case you ever wondered, this is brand new. This is part of my building my business online, because I'm creating Pinterest pins to go along with all of my blog posts. And did you find this post useful? Save this pin on Pinterest, right? So, and it has a pin me on it. So this is something I'm learning. It's one of the things I'm working on, but it's all a learning curve. None of it just comes, even to me, none of it just comes easy. I'm really ripping my hair out with this whole learning. And I've been blogging and doing online for years. Online is not new to me, but there's some things I've been missing. Like I had no idea that Pinterest was as powerful as it is, So it's for all of us, it's a learning curve. We learn and we get better every day and we build our business. And, I say this every time, but if you do this properly and you talk to 3 people on Monday, that's 3. And then 3 more on Tuesday, that's 6. And then 3 more on Wednesday, that's 9. And 5 days, that's 15, right? And then the next week you get 15 more, that's 30. And then the next week you get 15 more, that's 45. And before you know it, you're going to be giving out every campaign. You're going to be mailing out or delivering or however you do it or texting hundreds of brochures. And that's when you're going to start getting more orders. Because like Richard said, out of 100 brochures, you might only get 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 orders. You're not going to get 100. You might get 20 if you're really lucky. But yeah, it's all in the numbers. So do you have anything you want to add?
No.
So you guys, I know this is a lot. Actually, a lot of this is repeat, I think, because we talked about a lot of this last week too. So you can go back and watch this video. You can pause it. I'm actually going to add this video as soon as it processes. I'll add this video to this post, so it'll be here. And Lily says, I just made Rose Circle $35,000 with my Campaign 21 orders in the pandemic.
Awesome.
Go, Lily.
You got it.
My customers has the money in a baggie and I hand them their order.
Yep.
They really don't want you in their homes.
Yeah.
You're spot on, Lily, because deliveries can be contactless. They can put a check under the mat. You can get their money by Venmo or PayPal or what's that, Cash App. There's all different kinds of ways. You can do Square. There's all different ways to get their money electronically or in a baggie or a check or whatever. They can leave it under the mat. You can do it electronically. You go to deliver the order. You put the bag on the doorstep. You knock on the door. You walk back to your car and you wave at them when they open the door. Right? So you don't have to contact, you don't have to be in touch with people to do deliveries. And there are some older ladies especially that are ecstatic that you're willing to deliver to them because they don't have a way to get their products. They don't have a way to, it's not safe for them to go to the stores, right? And some of them need help, need people to take them to the stores and they can't, it's just scary because then we have more contact, right? So yeah. Yes, Lily does all forms of payments. Absolutely. Sherry says, congratulations to you, Lily. Yeah, congratulations, Lily. Rose Circle, that's awesome. That's awesome. So see, she's somebody you want to follow, right? She's got it. Love Venmo. Anitra says, love Venmo for contactless delivery. Venmo's great. So you get your money, right? Well, I mean, you get that little text saying, boom, you got money in your account, So it's a great way to do it. But the key is, don't let these things hold you back. If you're stuck, if you've got stuck in a roadblock, find a way around it or under it or over it or whatever. But just find a way. Don't just say, oh, woe is me. There's a roadblock there. I can't go through it, right? You got to find a way around it. Bonnie says I'm going to have to come back and watch the last 10 minutes. My dog had to go outside. It'll be here. And Sherry says, I've done that as well. And Lily says, thank you. Well, good job, Lily. That's awesome. So I am going to unshare my screen and come back. And so I want to thank you guys for being here. We were on for an hour. It's longer than I thought we would be. So we will be back next Sunday, same time, same place. Anything you want to add?
No.
Okay, thanks for being here. Have an amazing week. And we'll see you on Facebook, and we'll see you next Sunday.
Have a great week, everyone.
Bye-bye.